So there you have it, our top sirloin steak with collard greens, sauteed collard greens at that, and our garlic potatoes with our au jus gravy. Look how delicious that looks. So there you guys have it. If you have not got a chance to subscribe to my channel, please do. Sexy Chef. I'll leave all the ingredients in the description bar. And everybody have a blessed Sunday. I'm going to cut into this steak before I get off of here. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing some top sirloin steak with some sauteed collard greens and some garlic red potatoes. Yummy. The meal is 100% all natural, USDA. So let's hop right into our delicious recipe, and let's not forget our organic collard greens. I call them spring greens. So let's hop right into this recipe. You're going to need your steak of choice. Like I said, I like the 100% grass-fed Black Angus top sirloin steak. They're really tender. I got my organic collard greens with some garlic, some better than bouillon, some pesto, some paprika, some butter, and some red potatoes. So let's hop right into this delicious cuisine. So first things first, I got my water on boil, and I'm going to get these red potatoes going. These are kind of like medium to small, and I'm just going to cut them in half and boil them for about 10 minutes. They're really small, so these are going to cook really fast. So you want to get your water boiling. That's going to be what's going to take the longest, because we're sauteing our greens. That's going to cook really fast. So I'm probably just going to use this amount of potatoes. So I'm going to drop these in my hot boiling water. Alright, so our water is hot and ready to go. Like I said, we're going to let these cook for about 10 minutes. Now we're going to get into these sauteed greens. So these are like kind of small. They're not really too big. They're organic. And what I do is I just lay them on this, they're flat on their back. And I just cut that middle part out. So they're just gonna look like this. I've made lots of tutorials on collard greens, so I have plenty of them. I cook them the same way. So I'm gonna saute them, and I'm just gonna cut these all down the middle, and I'm gonna lay them on top of each other nice and neat. So then after I cut them, we'll give them a really nice cleaning. So like I said, it's gonna cut, you're just gonna cut that stem out. So that's pretty much it. That stem that's right here, call it the vessel. We're just going to cut that out of each one. And I'm gonna lay them on top of each other like this. They're gonna be all going the same direction.
I'm the sexy chef, turning health into finesse. Cooking up the flavor, making fitness my success. From my kitchen to your plate, it's a taste sensation. Healthy recipes, I'm with food inspiration. Whipping up creations in my apron, no stress. Chopped, diced, seasoned, always the best. Feels so fun, they make you wanna confess. Sexy chef in the kitchen, you know it's no guess. Got veggie sizzling, chicken grilled to perfection. Each dish plated, pure culinary reflection. Sprinkle some herbs, add a dash of zest. Sexy chef at the stove, passing every test. Sauce so smooth, you think it's on vacation. Every bite feels like a celebration. Health on the mind, flavor stays.
Okay, now that they're all cut, we're going to turn them sideways and just roll them. This is just a little bit because I'm just doing a couple sauteed greens, so it's only 2 bundles. The organic ones are actually a little bit smaller, so I kind of cut them into like a little sushi roll. And now we're going to put them in some salt water to kill all the bacteria or whatever's on here. These are organic, so we'll see. So they say health is wealth. I paid about $8 a bunch on the organic greens. I always buy regular greens. This is my first time buying organic, so I will let you guys know if I can taste the difference, but they were a whole lot more expensive than regular greens. This right here is like $13 for the 2 little bunches I got. So I'm gonna let these, put some salt in this water and let them sit, and then I'm gonna drain them and we're gonna get into sauteing them. So while those greens are cleaning, I'm going to season my sirloin steak. So first off, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic butter. So I have my garlic butter right here, and I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic paste to it. And a little bit of basil paste. I don't know, I love basil on my beef. It just gives it so much flavor. So as you can see, we're going to give that a really nice mixture and just pretty much put it on both sides of the steak. And then I like to put it in plastic so when I beat it, I'm not getting meat and seasonings all over my cupboards and counters. So I always like to wrap it in saran wrap. I'm gonna lightly put I'm going to use Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse Seasoning. It's supposed to be USD organic as well. 0 calories, 0 fat. It does have 200 mg's of sodium, total carbs 0, protein 0, but it's a Master Butcher Buttery Steakhouse. So I actually like this on my steak. It has lots of, I don't know if you guys can see, but they have really big, nice chunks of seasonings in here. So let's read the ingredients real quick. It has salt, onion, garlic, butter flavor, spices, red peppers, bell peppers, parsley, yeast, turmeric, and sunflower oil. And it says it's all organic, so I like stuff that says organic or no USDA, no GMO. Why I got it. I've been reading the reviews on it, and the reviews are really, really nice. So what I do is that's nicely seasoned, as you can see, and we're gonna turn it on that side and repeat the cycle. So this is just our garlic butter and our basil. The basil paste is really, really good. It's like a basil butter, so it's gonna give it a little savory kick. It's gonna melt in your mouth, and this is USDA steak too, so grass-fed. I buy most of my meats grass-fed, and we're just gonna repeat that cycle and season it on both sides really, really nice. And then I'm gonna take my saran wrap, cover it, and then pretty much just give it a light beating. This is already tender, so I don't want to beat it too much, but I kind of just want to beat the seasonings into the meat. So I'm not gonna make it flat because I don't want this to be a flat steak. I just want to pretty much just tenderize the meat a little bit as far as like putting the seasonings deep. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I just want the seasonings to go into, and they have 2 different sides. This is a flat side, this is a ridge side. I like to use the ridge side because this is what's going to push the seasoning, and that's why I like to use the saran wrap, because then all the seasonings fly off. When you have the saran wrap, you get to capture all the seasonings. They don't go anywhere. They pretty much stay in the bag, and it helps marinate. So I'm gonna put these to the side, let them sit for about 15 minutes, and we're gonna get back into the greens. All right, so I have my skillet. I'm gonna put in some garlic butter that I buy out of Safeways. It's garlic, basil, and butter all together. So I like to use this for when I'm doing my YouTube videos because it's easier to show. So we're gonna let this melt a little bit, and my greens are ready to go. We're gonna let that get nice and hot. Anybody's ever had sauteed greens? With my garlic. The butter is melted. I'm going to throw in some garlic cloves. And I'm going to start putting in handfuls of greens. Like I said, this was only 2 bunches, so these are going to cook really, really fast. Look how fast that cooked down. Those 2 bunches is pretty much cooked down. So now I'm going to add my seasoning. So my seasoning, I like to use chicken boudin. It tastes better than boudin. And I'm just going to put a tablespoon in here, and you just pretty much mix it with water. So we're going to mix that with water. It's kind of like chicken broth pretty much. They have lots of different flavors. They have a vegetable one, a beef one, a couple of different chicken ones, and it tastes so much better. That's why it's called better than boudin, and it has so much flavor in it. So I used about a tablespoon of that, and I'm going to put just a little bit more water in here. It's supposed to really be like 1 tablespoon to a cup. Alrighty, so now I'm going to add my juices in here. That smells so good. I love collard greens. Collard greens are so beneficial. There's so many health benefits to it. So I like to saute mine. You can put smoked turkey, chicken. You can add some onions. I'm just going to do garlic because I got my steak and potatoes, so I don't want to really take away from the taste. And I'm going to put me a little bit of smoked paprika in there. And I'm just going to let this cook for about 5 more minutes, and then these are going to be done. But man, the garlic with the chicken boudin and the greens smells so delicious. And then if you like spicy, you can add a little bit of spice, some jalapenos. But yeah, this is like a southern soul dish. Alright, so these sauteed greens are ready. Yeah, 2 bunches only, yeah, you have to buy a lot. Those 2 bunches only gave me literally like 1 cup. You want to get all the garlic out. If you have not had sauteed greens, oh, you need to try them. They are the best. And it doesn't take all the nutrients out either. It keeps all the nutrients. So there goes our sauteed greens. So I'm going to use the George Foreman grill. I cook my steak lots of different ways. I do the George Foreman, R.I.P. George Foreman. I do my air fryer. I cook it on a stove. I cook my steaks so many different ways depending on the type of mood I'm in and how I want it to taste. But I love my air fryer steak and I love my George Foreman steak. So we're going to put our steaks on the George Foreman. And they cook pretty fast. So I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. Now my potatoes are done boiling. I'm going to put a little bit of butter in a saucepan and drop those potatoes in there. Just long enough to give it a little crunch on the outside. I'm going to add a tablespoon of my pesto sauce. As you can see. We're just going to let this cook on medium high. I'm going to actually turn it down because I feel it's a little too hot. And I'm just going to let this cook till it's like crunchy on the outside. And that pesto is going to give it like an Italian taste, the butter. Going to give it a little buttery taste, garlic. I'm seasoning it with some sea salt, and there we have it. I'm all flat side down so that the bottom can get a little crunchy and have like a little crisp taste to it. That will add so much texture and flavor to this steak cuisine. Right, so everything is done and ready to go. So I'm going to do my plate. I'm just going to add a little bit of gravy to the bottom of my potatoes. Just a little bit because I want to keep my meal really healthy, and I made it a little bit on the watery side, more like a juice, kind of like an au juice texture. My potatoes are ready to go, and I'm going to put about 5 potatoes on here. As is. So it's going to look a little something like this. I'm going to take a spatula and I'm going to just flatten them just lightly so that the steak is able to lay flat on top of the potatoes. going to look something like that. I'm gonna get my collard greens and garlic, and I'm gonna place that right in the center, the middle, maybe like a table, maybe like 3 tablespoons. And I'm going to get my steak and put it right on top as well. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit more greens on top as is, and then put a couple pieces of garlic on there. Look how beautiful that is. Alright, let's cut into it and let's see. Ooh, look how tender that is. So I like mine kind of medium well. It's really tender. Best steak ever. Alright, subscribe.